When I think about Bill and this concept of the heart of transformation, I'm a lover of words, and so I tend to try to break down an expression. And I think the first word, obviously, in that phrase is the heart. And his willingness to be emotional, and in that way to be open and transparent, is remarkable. Bill's goal is to have left the agency, the city, the region in a better place. And in order to do that, you have to navigate from the heart, that emotional space, to something that's very tangible and very tactical. And that is, what are the things that you are going to do to make this vision a reality? He's done that transformation. It all started with his heart, but he didn't let it end there.
One of the problems you find sometimes is you find these executive directors that have the soul of a poet, but they don't have the business acumen. So you love their mission, but they can't execute. Bill McCarthy, when I met him, we were touring different facilities for Catholic Charities. I was very aware, just speaking with him, of his business acumen, of his leadership skills, but then walking into each one of these service areas, he knew everyone's name, they all knew him. He embraces the mission with his heart and soul. He has such a unique combination of characteristics. It's very rare to find someone with that heart of a social worker, but that strong sense of business and strategy.
Bill's leadership and the collaboration and bringing people from diverse backgrounds together in the community was really a key component of making the Greater Promise campaign successful. I thought he was nuts when he came to with that number, but.
When Bill walks into a place that Catholic Charities is running, a ministry that it's running, it's a wonderful thing to see. He knows them, he knows their names, he knows about them, and it is very evident to me that he cares.
Everybody that knows Bill personally and professionally, I think, would say that he is caring and compassionate. Those two go hand in hand, and it's one of the first things you notice about him is just how warm he is as a person. And he brought those traits to his job. The amazing combination of caring and compassion with good business judgment and the willingness sometimes to do hard things to make sure that Catholic Charities could continue to compete at the highest level, because this city and the clients of Catholic Charities need and deserve that. So he brings a unique combination of skills to the job, and caring and compassion are core to it all.
What all of us as leaders hope and pray for is that there are things that live after us. And that is really what Bill's legacy is about, is not just what he did, but how much of that will remain after him and will continue to touch people in the community, both the inside community of Catholic Charities and the external community. What he's done in West Baltimore is amazing. What started with just some workforce training and has now become a major community beacon will also live after him. So there are any number of things that he has done that take the mission, take the compassion, take the love, and turn it into something that he's executed on that will then live on after him.
The homeless shelter that Catholic Charities operates for the city was a great example of Bill's leadership and seeing a problem and an issue with the city, and a program that was not being operated to the benefit of the individuals that were receiving the services. People had to be in line for 3 hours to secure a bed. Meanwhile, they couldn't be out looking for work. Within taking over operation within a couple of days, there were changes that were made that clearly if someone is out trying to find a job, they don't have to be there waiting in line for a bed. They can be assured they'll have a bed when they get there in the afternoon.
I'll give you a good example of transformative change. That's St. Elizabeth's Nursing Home. Wonderful organization. It's been part of Catholic Charities for years. The decision to find a new owner for St. Elizabeth's was hard, but as time has changed and that kind of care was no longer appropriate for Catholic Charities' portfolio, Bill found another owner who was equally caring and compassionate for it. So he did the best thing for the organization, by being compassionate and caring and transforming that organization in many respects was the outcome.
Approaching neighborhoods specifically that have been overlooked and deserve our time and attention. A lot of organizations with this expertise too think they know what everybody needs in a certain area, and so they provide it. But they don't know if they don't live there. And I think Bill and his team have done a very good job of, anytime they do anything, at the Cherry Hill Town Center, at the Intergenerational Center, the community is involved in making decisions because they know better than anybody else what they need.
What Bill has created is a whole web of relationships, and they are based on his caring. And I think it is also said that love diffuses itself, and in Bill, the love of the Lord diffuses itself.
Well, I hope we can all learn lessons from Bill's leadership style, a style that's grounded in love. I mean, Bill uses that word more than any other business person I've ever seen use that word. So if he starts with love, and he does start with love, but then determines how best for every individual to bring out the best in them. One of the legacies that any leader has is, have you developed your people? And he's done that. I mean, he's taken people that were doing far less than they're doing today and moved them into impactful positions where they'll have their own legacy.
When Bill asked me to chair or be president of the Catholic Charities Board, I was certainly intimidated, didn't think I was prepared and ready for it. He definitely, had confidence in me and helped me build that confidence in myself to perform that role as board president. I could not have done that without Bill.
I can't cry on this, but I will say I am always so impressed. So people know that Bill's daughter died when she was 14 years old. And I truly believe he was an executive. He had a great career in the banking industry. I think Aaron called him to serve. And the fact that he responded to that call, we all talk about it being Bill's legacy, but it's Aaron's legacy too. And I just think it's so impressive as a father that he took that will and passion from his daughter and carried it through. I think that's also what makes him more open and empathetic. More open and empathetic to the people around him because of how he was called to the service that he did.
I just want to say how much I admire the person who Bill is. We went to the same high school, Loyola High School, and came on the West Baltimore bus across town. And to see Bill grow into a true man for others, which is Loyola's motto, has been a joy for me to watch and a great example to follow.
And most importantly, looking forward to sharing some hot dogs out on the golf course.
I think I pretty much canonized him here.
I wish him well. I'm happy for him and his family. They've got lots of fun things ahead for themselves. And I really do hope he retires in peace, knowing that he's made such a major contribution to Baltimore.